Let me tell you something nobody talks about. Special Forces operators are lonely. Not sometimes. Not occasionally. Constantly. Here's the truth, don't put in the recruitment videos. The operator lives in a world that most people cannot enter. He has seen things they haven't seen, done things they haven't done, become someone they cannot understand, and that creates a gap. A permanent, unbridgeable gap. He sits at dinner with his family, and he's not really there. He laughs at a party with friends, and he's not really there. He goes through the motions of normal life, and he's not really there because part of him is always somewhere else, on a mission, in the darkness, alone. Here's what most people never understand. Loneliness is not the absence of people. Loneliness is the absence of understanding. You can be surrounded by 100 people and feel completely alone because no one understands what you've been through. No one understands who you've become. No one understands the weight you carry, and the operator learns to live with that. Not by fixing it, by accepting it. Today, I'm going to talk about the Special Forces loneliness mindset that nobody talks about. Not to depress you. To prepare you, because if you're on the path to becoming an operator, or even just a man who operates at a higher level, you will face this, and you need to know how to handle it. Let's go. Asterisk. In Special Forces across every elite unit on the planet, there's a phenomenon that no one warns you about. The higher you climb, the lonelier you become. Not because people don't like you, because fewer people can understand you. Here's what the military knows that most people never learn. The operator's mind is forged in environments that most people cannot imagine. Weak, combat, death, isolation, extreme suffering. These experiences change you permanently. You see the world differently. You prioritize differently. You react differently. And most people, even people who love you, cannot follow you there. They ask, why are you so serious? They ask, why don't you relax? They ask, why can't you just be normal? They don't understand that normal died a long time ago. Here's the military secret that nobody talks about. Loneliness is not a bug in the operator's psychology. It's a feature. The operator cannot be fully understood by people who haven't walked the same path. Not because he's arrogant. Because understanding requires shared experience, and they don't have it. The civilian thinks loneliness is a problem to be solved. The operator knows loneliness is a condition to be managed. He doesn't try to make people understand. He accepts that they can't, and he finds his connection elsewhere. In the mission, in his team, in the silence. That's the Special Forces loneliness mindset. Asterisk. Let me break down the actual mechanism. 3 layers, each one heavier than the last. Layer 1, the experience. Gap. The operator has done things that most people cannot imagine. He's been in combat. He has seen death. He has made split-second decisions that meant life or death. These experiences create a permanent gap between him and the civilian world. He cannot fully explain it. And they cannot fully understand it. So he stops trying. Layer 2, the identity gap. The operator has become someone different. His values have shifted. His priorities have shifted. His tolerance for nonsense has evaporated. He cannot pretend to care about things that don't matter. Small talk feels empty. Social games feel exhausting. Status competition feels ridiculous. And people notice. They feel judged, even when he's not judging. They feel uncomfortable, even when he's not trying to make them uncomfortable. So they pull away. Where he pulls away, layer 3, the mission gap. The operator lives for the mission. Most people live for comfort. For pleasure, for approval, for distraction. The operator lives for something else. Something bigger. And that makes him hard to be around for people who don't have that, because he doesn't want to hear about your weekend plans when there's work to be done. He doesn't want to gossip about coworkers when there's a mission to execute. He doesn't want to waste time when there's a standard to maintain. That distance, that difference in orientation creates loneliness. Here's The truth nobody tells you. The loneliness doesn't go away. You just get better at carrying it. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. You've seen this before. In every great performer who operated alone. Kobe Bryant, The Lonely Work. Kobe trained at 4 a.m. alone in an empty gym. He was surrounded by people who loved him. But no one was there at 4 a.m. He accepted that. He didn't complain. He didn't demand that others join him. He carried the loneliness. And he used it. I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. That's not arrogance. That's the acceptance of the gap. Michael Jordan, The Isolation of Greatness. Jordan was loved by millions. He had teammates. He had friends. He had family. And he was still lonely. Because no one could fully understand the weight he carried. The pressure. The expectations. The sacrifice. He accepted it. He didn't try to make people understand. He just kept winning. David Goggins, the loneliest man alive. Goggins talks about this openly. People don't understand me. They think I'm crazy. I've accepted that. He doesn't need them to understand. He needs them to stay out of his way. That's the operator's loneliness mindset, not bitterness. Acceptance, not complaint. Adaptation. Not why don't they understand? But, of course they don't understand. And that's fine. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You've been told that loneliness is a problem to be solved, that you need more friends, more connection, more understanding. That's not true. Loneliness is not always a problem. Sometimes loneliness is the price of growth. Here's what most men don't understand. If you are growing, you will outgrow people. Your values will change. Your priorities will shift. Your tolerance for nonsense will decrease. And the people who were once your tribe will no longer fit. That's not a tragedy. That's evolution. The operator doesn't try to hold on to relationships that no longer serve the mission. He lets them go. Not bitterly, gratefully. And he moves forward. Here's the hard truth. Most men stay small because they're afraid of being alone. They don't pursue their dreams because their friends might laugh. They don't raise their standards because their family might not understand. They don't become who they're meant to become because they don't want to lose people. That's not loyalty. That's cowardice. The operator accepts that the path to greatness is lonely. Not because he wants it to be. Because it is. And he walks it anyway. Alone if necessary. Because the mission is more important than the crowd. Asterisk, asterisk. Here's how you developed a special forces loneliness mindset. 1. Stop expecting to be understood. Most of your suffering comes from expecting people to understand you. They won't. Not because they don't love you. Because they can't accept this. It's not their fault. It's not your fault. It's just reality. 2. Redefine. Connection. You don't need to be understood by everyone. You need 1 or 2 people who understand as much as they can. Your team. Your mentor. Your brother in arms. Find them. Cherish them. Don't demand more than they can give. 3. Use loneliness as fuel. Loneliness is energy. Use it. When you feel alone. Train. Work. Build. Create. Turn. The isolation into output. 4. Create a mission that matters. The best antidote to loneliness is not people. It's purpose. When your mission is big enough, you won't have time to feel sorry for yourself. You'll be too busy executing. 5. Accept the gap. There will always be a gap between you and people who haven't walked your path. Stop trying to close it. Accept it. Operate anyway. 6. Build your internal fortress. The operator's loneliness is bearable because he has an internal fortress. A sense of self that doesn't depend on external validation. Build yours. In solitude. In silence. In the dark. When you know who you are, you don't need everyone to understand you. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. You now understand the Special Forces loneliness mindset. The higher you climb, the lonelier you become. Not because people leave. Because fewer can follow. The operator doesn't complain about this. He accepts it. He doesn't demand to be understood. He accepts the gap. He carries the weight. He continues the mission. From now on, when you feel lonely, don't panic. Ask yourself, is this loneliness a problem? Or is this loneliness the price of growth? If you are growing, if you are operating, if you are on the mission, then loneliness is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that you're on the right path. The path to greatness is not crowded. It never has been. It never will be. Walk it anyway. Eyes on target. Discipline forever.